Hey, Bourbon family, welcome back to Whiskey Phoenix, where smooth is optional and fire is mandatory. I'm going to hopefully not make this into the entire 10 minutes that TikTok gives me to do this. That's why I'm purposely doing it in this format. But I want to talk about my experience at Bourboncon this past weekend. First of all, just thank you again to my brother. I mean, I had an absolutely fantastic, amazing time. And I will be back to Bourboncon in 2027. That's for sure. So I will eventually, get around to, hopping on CapCut and like throwing up some of the pictures that I took. But really, I drove down Friday morning. I got there around noon, got checked in. My hotel room was ready, which I thought was great. Didn't have to wait around for that, so I could just take my stuff up to my room. Get all situated there. Wanted to make sure I ran down and had some lunch. That's important when you're attending things like this. You got to have something on your stomach. And then after that, I kind of walked around, found out where the speakeasy was. Kind of peeked in there. It was really cool. They had like these drapes that hung up that looked like books and everything. And then I made my way over to where where Bourboncon was actually happening. And at first, I just kind of walked around. There's some vendors out there. Um, I walked over to the vault, which was basically the liquor store. So anything that you tried in the tasting room, you could go across the hall then and buy it. I did attend Craig Beam's presentation talking about his family history. In the Hall of Fame, master distiller there in Kentucky, and his new project that he started, Jackson Purchase. So that was really interesting. And I wanted to really record more content. And you know what, fam? That just did not happen. Um, I guess I just stayed very present in the moment instead. I mean, now I did take pictures, and like I said, I'll get all those, situated and work with my limited abilities. I mean, CapCut's fine, but sometimes it can be a pain. But anyway, um, so I'm finally ready to like record some content. I'm walking in to the tasting room for the first time, and like I think maybe 30 seconds into the video, Need More Truth comes up and says hey, and I got him in the video, and I just kind of stopped recording at that time, and he's like, hey, have you had Town Branch before? He's like, I just had Town Branch, they're really good. So fam, I'm pretty sure we walked past Town Branch where they were positioned like at least 3 times. And that was fine. I think it was meant to happen because, I as I was circling around on the backside, I happened to run into the Bourbon Goddess. Fam, she is just as beautiful in person as what you see on her TikTok videos. Just a very kind, um, warm individual. I was really glad that, I was really hoping I would run into her. I'd heard she was going to be there. So finally, me and Need More Truth get back. We finally find, the Town Branch thing. And again, fam, it's hysterical. They were literally at the end. It's like you walk in, there's one row. The second row, there's some vendors on this side, vendors on that side, and they were literally at the end. I don't know how we walked by. He's like, you got to try this rye. I know you like rye. I'm like, I do. Fam, that's the first time I've ever had anything from Town Branch, and that was one of my biggest goals at Bourboncon was to try things from different distilleries that I had never had. And I think I did a pretty good job on that, with the exception of one. Um, no, two. Looking at my notes. Anyway, that rye was absolutely phenomenal. I'm like, are you guys selling this over in the vault? And they're like, yeah, we are. I don't know how many bottles are left. Fam, after I tried, let's see, I tried their rye and I tried their true cask, and both of them were really good. So then I ran across the hall to the vault, And they only had 3 bottles of the rye left. So I'm like, oh, know what I'm getting today. Pick that up. Um, I on Friday I did kind of circle around to Ben Holiday. They had some different stuff there that I hadn't tried. They had a soft red wheat barrel pick that came in at 123.8, and their Rickhouse proof also. And both of those I really enjoyed. Um, you know, kind of made my way. Eventually, had some dinner. Somewhere along the way, I ended up running into Hammy B. Um, Actually, he may have been the first one as I was walking in to check in to Bourboncon that I ran into, and then I didn't see him again until like the evening. So I went and had something to eat in the hotel restaurant, and then basically for the rest of the night, I stayed in the speakeasy, and that was great. I mean, I took so many notes and tried so many different things that I had never tried. I did. Then Elijah Craig Rye. I tried some Larceny Weeded, Maker's Mark Cash Strength, Hartfield, uh, their Bourbon Hazmat, Knob Creek 21. I'm so glad I got to try that there. I mean, it was okay. I I think that there's better stuff out there for where they are on their price point. I had a Heaven and Hill Bottle and Bond. I mean, you know, on and on and on. I've got so many notes here, and I don't have to. I could figure out another way to get that post of what I got to try. But then um, Need More Truth and his wife Shasta came into the speakeasy. Hammy B and his girlfriend Misty came into the speakeasy. And, it was just so cool. It's like they would bring out special ones like that Knob Creek 21 that wasn't on the list of bourbons to try in the speakeasy. They had like special releases. And I don't know if it was every hour or not because I typically was only in the speakeasy in the evening. I mean, basically, we closed down the speakeasy on Friday. It was open till 11 o'clock, and we all hung out there till 11 o'clock, talking and drinking and the camaraderie and, just, really, even just talking to complete strangers before, Hammy B and Need More Truth came in. And the bartenders they had in the speakeasy, Wendy and Veronica, they were amazing. Or Victoria, I'm sorry, Victoria. Wendy and Victoria, they were amazing. They took care of everybody. I just had the best time on Friday, fam. I honestly did. It was so cool to meet a few people on from Bourbon TikTok. Oh, and I ran into Bourbon Pirate on Friday too. I'm really glad because I don't know if he stayed all day Saturday or not, so I was really glad to run into him and Mrs. Bourbon Pirate. She was there too. Um, so yeah, it was just really cool to meet some of these people that I've been in lives with, and actually get to meet them in person and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Friday. I think I'm gonna just leave the video. I'll do one video for Friday and one video for Saturday. Um, Fam, if you don't have anything going on next year, I would highly recommend going to Bourboncon. It's a blast, especially if you're staying there in the Marriott itself. Just everything's easy access. You don't have to drive anywhere. You just walk or stumble wherever you may be at that point in time at the end of the day back up to your room. So, yeah, I had an absolute amazing, fantastic time on Friday. And you're not even going to believe this. I had an even better time on Saturday, but that's for another video. Fam, if you are partaking on this Manic Monday, as always, please drink responsibly. And remember, stay sharp, stay burning, rise again, and I'll see you in the next one.